you know. So today, the topic in front of us, we're going to be talking about food and immunity. Like she rightly said, there's a lot of information, there's a lot of things to learn. So if you can help me with the slide, then we can dive into it right away. Although I have the slide right here, but I like this slide on the screen too for the sake of um, some of our other participants that are also joining from different locations. Okay, so the topic in front of us today is food and immunity. We're going to be talking about food. We're going to be talking about immunity. We're going to be talking about our immune system. What's the relationship between food and our immune system? Now, for my first page, IT, please, if you can share the screen, the slide, please, you can share the slide. So for my first page here, we have strengthening the body's natural defense through nutrition. Now, the idea of using food to strengthen the body's natural defense through nutrition. Like Madam Magdalene rightly said, nutrition is actually very key. Nutrition is very key. So on my first slide here, our learning objectives. On my first slide, our learning objective, what we aim at the end of this presentation, basically, we all are supposed to be able to basically understand how the immune system works, basically, because we are going to be breaking it down. We're going to be talking about the immune system. We're talking about food and immunity. So we're going to be talking about how the immune system works. We're going to be explaining the relationship between nutrition and immunity. So what's the relationship between nutrition and what's the relationship with immunity? We're going to be talking about that. And also we are going to be identifying the nutrients that supports immune function. We are also going to be recognizing Nigerian foods that strengthens immunity and also develop healthy eating habits that promote stronger immunity. So everything is evolving around food and immunity. So at the end of this, we anticipate and believe and hope that we would have been able to learn all of this. Can I have the next slide, please? So what is immunity? What is immune system? What's the immune system, basically? The immune system is the body's defense mechanism against viruses, bacteria, parasites, fungi, harmful toxins, cancer cells, and the likes. Now, all these items that are listed are how will I explain them now? Are things that could actually attack our immune system and break our immune system down. So basically, the body's defense mechanism against all of this that has been listed is what we call immune system. How the body is able to defend itself from all of this, basically. The main component of the immune system. Now, the things that are working. When we talk about immune system, what are the things that are defending the body against this? I'm even looking for a name to call them. The viruses, the bacteria, the parasites, and fungi. The main component, the main things that are working, to start with, the skin and the mucous membrane. Those are main components of when you talk about immune system. What is your immune system, basically? Your skin, yeah, the normal skin and the mucous membrane, they are defensive mechanism that protects against all of this. That's why we have to take care of them. Our white blood cell, we have what we call the white blood cell and the red blood cell. The white blood cell is also a main component of the immune system. The bone marrows, that's the marrows inside our bones, so they are major components of the immune system. Our lymphatic system, the spleen, the thymus, and the gut microbiome. All these put together are the immune system, basically. And the interesting fact is that about 70% of the immune system is associated with the gut. If I remember clearly, there was a time, I think I came, we had a physical cooking class at the time, and we spoke a lot. We talked about the gut health. And in this place now, we are going to be explaining some things about the gut health as well. Okay, can I have the next slide? So it's actually about 70%, of our immune system. Can I have the next slide? How food supports the immune system. We're talking about food and immunity. Now, nutrition actually helps the immune system by producing immune cells that helps to protect the body. Making antibodies. Antibodies are bodies that are being created to fight against anything that is coming to attack the system. And then reducing inflammation. Inflammation can occur in any part of the system. It can occur on the skin, it can occur in your bone, it can occur in the joint, it can occur anywhere. Once your body is being inflamed, that means you are being exposed. So reducing inflammation, what nutrition does basically, how food helps is that they help to also reduce the level of inflammation, healing damaged tissues. Now, sometimes the tissues are damaged, but nutrition can come and support by healing those tissues, support by beneficial gut bacteria. We have the good bacteria, we have the bad bacteria, but the good ones are the ones the body needs to break down and support and fight against. Fighting oxidative stress, we all know what oxidative stress is by providing enough antioxidants to fight against oxidative stress, improving resistance to infection. Once your system is high, once your immunity is high, you have a defense mechanism that protects you. So you are asymptomatic to whatever you are probably being exposed to. Take, for instance, just like during the coronavirus, a lot of people's immune system was attacked. We lost a lot of people to it. But people that had strong immune system were asymptomatic. Their immune system was able to defend and protect them, even despite the fact that they were exposed to the virus. They were not contaminated by the virus, and that's because they had a strong immune system. So it helps you with resistance, a lot of resistance. Okay. So, quoting, every meal is an opportunity to either strengthen your or weaken your immune system. Just like we have a general quote that says that your food can either be your medicine or your poison. So, every meal you eat, every food you eat, is an opportunity for you to either strengthen, boost, make your immune system stronger, or weaken your immune system. So it's very important, and I like us to take it as important as such. Can I have the next slide, please? Here we have key immune boosting nutrients. So we were able to identify some key. There are a lot of them. It's not limited to what you have on your screen here. So we have a lot of them, but we're able to just identify a couple of them just for the sake of the knowledge. Okay. Vitamin C is one key boosting nutrient that is very important. And what vitamin C does is that it increases the white blood cell. Your white blood cell count needs to be very high. The more white blood cell you have, the more resistance you have. And examples of where you can get enough of this vitamin C from is from your oranges, your guava, your pineapple, tomatoes, and bell peppers. You can get enough vitamin C. Some people don't even add bell peppers to their food. If you can, you can. Please do. It's very good. Very, very good. Tomatoes as well is very good. So you can have to eat a lot of tomatoes, either fresh or cooked. You can eat it cooked from your stew, but don't overcook it. But when you cook it, you increase the vitamin C content of the tomatoes. Vitamin A is another key immune boosting nutrient, and what it does is to protect the skin and the mucous membrane. It's also good for the eyes, beta carotenoids, and the like. And where you can get them from, you can get them from your carrots, your pumpkin leaf, which is ugu, sweet potatoes, and so much more. Your vitamin D regulates your immune response, and you can get them from your normal sardine fish, not the sardine that is in the can that they sell in the supermarket, the actual sardine. Your eggs, okay, you can get enough from your eggs, and then you can get from salmon if you're able to get salmon, and then sunlight, the very early morning sun, basically. Then vitamin E is another key immune boosting nutrient. It's very powerful antioxidant, and you can get it from your granules, your normal nuts, your sunflower seeds, and from your avocado. So if you're the type that you don't like nuts, you can add from avocado. If you're the type that you don't like avocado, there are a lot of alternatives that you can get it from. Your zinc also supports immune growth. You can get it from your beans, your beef, seafoods for those that like seafood, and pumpkin leaves, selenium, iron. There are lots of them, but these are just few to be mentioned, just for us to have an idea of, these are the key major roles these nutrients are playing. So I need to consume them. Very important. We need to consume them. Can I have the next slide? Yeah. So the top Nigerian food, to help with boosting immune system, we have a lot in the market, and these are relatively cost effective. They are not expensive. You can consume them in different ways. So please, let's maximize all of this. We have ugu, which is pumpkin leaf. With 500 naira, 1,000, you can get enough ugu. Bitter leaf can grow anywhere. It's very good. It helps to boost your immune system. You can make your bitter leaf soup. You can add some of the leaf in any vegetable. It's not compulsory that when you are eating bitter leaf soup is when you use bitter leaf. You can be making your egusi and just put, even if you are using ugu, just chop a little bit of bitter leaf inside, and there's a way you cook it again. Okay, you can just consume it in various ways. Your water leaf too, these are relatively cheap. Some people will say good nutrition is expensive. I bet you all of these things are cheap. Trust me, they are relatively cheap. Compare it to when you're on the sick bed and then the doctors are asking for millions for surgery, for these medications that you probably have to even import. Compare, oranges, guava, carrots, tomatoes, garlic, ginger, turmeric, all of these are highly very nutritious. Onions, moringa, beans, sweet potato, fish, eggs, yogurt, and the like. So all of these are just not all, but just a few to be mentioned, top Nigerian food that helps to boost your immune system. So please, I crave our indulgence to try as much as possible to incorporate and maximize this. Add all of this in your diet in one way or the other, and you get the best out of it. Can I have the next slide, please? Yeah, so we're going to be looking at herbs and spices that also support the immune system. We're talking about food, we're talking about herbs, and how often you should also incorporate these herbs in your cooking. We have garlic. Garlic contains allicin, which is a very important antibacterial, compound and antiviral compound. They have lots of this in them, and they support the immune cells. So do well to add garlic, to your food, spicing it up, your proteins and the likes. More garlic, fresh, add fresh garlic to your food. We have ginger also. Ginger is very good. The active compound is gingerol, and it's highly anti-inflammatory, and it has lots of antioxidants. So try as much as possible to also incorporate that in your food. We have black pepper, which contains pepperine. Okay, and it enhances the absorption of nutrients such as curcumin. Curcumin is an active compound found in turmeric, and it's highly anti-inflammatory as well. So in general, what I'm trying to say is that black pepper facilitates the absorption of nutrients in the food. So we need to try as much as possible to incorporate as much black pepper as possible. Can I have the next slide, please? Next slide, we're going to be talking about turmeric. Yeah, turmeric contains curcumin, like I mentioned earlier. It's a powerful anti-inflammatory and also helps to boost the immune system. The active ingredient here is called the curcumin, so it's always good to add it to your food too as well. We have cloves. Cloves contains ignore, and it's a very good antimicrobial properties, and also is high in loads of antioxidants. And then we have cinnamon. Cinnamon contains cinnamaldehyde, and it helps to fight harmful microbes, which is actually very good. So we can incorporate cinnamon in our food. We can drink it as tea. It also helps to balance sugar. Okay, so it helps to reduce the spike of blood sugar level. So it's actually very good. Can I have the next slide? Now we're talking about the gut immunity and connection. So like I mentioned earlier, the gut contains about almost 70%. So that's why it's very key. And we've actually had a full class talking about the gut. So we're going to shed more light, you know, with this. So healthy gut bacteria helps to produce vitamins. You get so our gut produces vitamins with the bacteria. Like I said, we have the good bacteria, we have the bad bacteria. So we need the good bacteria. They also prevent harmful bacteria from growing. So that's the good bacteria prevent harmful bacteria from growing. They train the immune cell, They reduce every form of inflammation in different parts of the body, and they improve digestion. Okay, so you can see the connection of the guts with the immune system. Now, food that nourishes the gut health, because we're talking about food and how food is connected to all of this. We have yogurt, which is high in lots of probiotics. So if you're not the type that have to eat yogurt from time to time, try even if it's 3 times in a week. Either sweetened or unsweetened or Greek. Just incorporate it in your diet. You can have it as breakfast. Any of your breakfast recipes, very good. Fermented pap, it's very good. Fibers, rich vegetables, every form of a vegetable is very good. Your fruits, your beans, your oats, and then the sweet potatoes, they are very good as well. Can I have the next slide? Now, we are going to be talking about food that weakens the immunity. We have spoken about foods that makes the immune system strong. Now we're going to be talking about foods that weakens the immunity. We're going to be talking about how we should limit most of this food, as these foods are basically not advisable. Sugary drinks, any form of sugary drinks, as far as it's not fresh, we need to limit it, because guess what? They weaken the immune system over a long period of time. Excessive alcohol is very bad. We need to limit it. Eating highly processed meats, deep fried food, it's not good. Refined sugars are not good. We should try as much as possible to limit or completely stop, consuming most of this. Then highly processed snacks are not good. And then excessive trans fats. So we need to try as much as possible to limit all of this, as this weakens our immune system, basically. Now, this food may increase inflammation and reduce immune function over time. So this is the reason why we advise quiver indulgence, to try as much as possible to limit all of this. If you want to boost your immune system, you have to try as much as possible to limit all of this. Can I have the next slide? Lifestyle habits that also can help to improve our immune system. We mean that you should try as much as possible to eat a balanced diet. We all have an idea of what a balanced diet is, meaning that you need to eat from the different classes of food, from your carbohydrates, your protein, your fats and oil. Not that you eat more carbohydrates, less protein, no vitamins, no minerals, and you barely drink water. Very important. Like I said, my next point, drink enough water. Water keeps you hydrated. Water helps to detoxify and also cleanse your system. There are lots of benefits that you get from drinking water, because they also supply some key nutrients to the body. They keep the body vitalized, basically, and they activate the electrolytes in the body. So it's very important. And then you need to have at least nothing less than 7 to 9 hours sleep. 8 hours is good, minimum, or in the middle. But if you can have about 9 hours, it's very good. Some people will say, because of my work, my lifestyle, the more you sleep, the more your body goes into repairing mode, the more your body goes into resting mode, the more your brain is helped to reactivate. It's just like pressing a reset button. If you've observed, some people, if they've not really had a good sleep, it's going to be very obvious on their face. They would have swollen face and all, and they will not be as active. You get, but when you go to sleep, your body rests well, your organs, your brain works better and is more functional. Okay, then exercise regularly is very key. At least be active. Be active. You need to be physically active. You need to work out. You need to exercise. You need to jog. Depending on whatever lifestyle you have, just make sure you incorporate exercise as much as possible. It's very key. Maintaining a healthy weight is also very key. Making sure that you are not overeating, reducing stress as much as possible. There are some stress that we might not be able to reduce, but the ones that it's in your capacity to reduce, try as much as possible to reduce it. That's part of what we are talking about, sleeping. Try as much, you have the power to sleep. Don't worry too much, okay? Because it causes oxidative stress and it kills your system, basically. Okay, so reduce stress as much as possible. Avoid smoking, limit consumption of alcohol, wash your hands regularly, and then start up your day with recommended vaccination. Okay, just to make sure you are keeping fit and staying healthy, basically. Yeah. Can I have the next slide? Yeah. Okay, so this is just a typical example of sorry, there was a network glitch there. This is a typical example of just a menu of immune boosting food with Nigerian meal. How you can combine it. Some people feels like, how do I do this? I don't know how to put it together. It's very simple. We've listed most of the food. So a simple menu, you can have your oat porridge in the morning with lots of fruits on the side, diced banana, you can add your plant-based milk with it. Use your date powder to sweeten it. For those that can afford to use honey, use honey. You can add your seeds and your nuts, which is very good. With your boiled egg, maybe just one boiled egg and then drink orange. That's a very healthy breakfast to boost your immune system. During the midday, you can have one guava or any fruit of choice that is available or close to you. For lunch, you can have your beans, brown rice. You can have your brown rice, grilled fish, then your ugu vegetable soup, stir fried. Now, your grilled fish, you can have it done best in the Salad Master cookware. I'm sure Madam Magdalene is going to explain. We have the electric skillet or even the gas top 11-inch that can actually help you successfully grill your fish without contamination. Now we have heavy metals from the different shades of metal they use in grilling fish, and most of this metal got stuck on the food itself. When you consume the food, your body is not able to break down or digest this metal. But guess what? Using the Salad Master Titanium, 316 Titanium, prevents contamination of heavy metals and different types of impurities, prevents you from ingesting them in your system and your body struggling to break it down. So I prefer you use the Salad Master cookware in grilling. I'm sure Madam Magdalene is going to talk more about it. Then also likewise, when you are doing your veggie stir fry, we have what they call the 3-quart. It has an insert, but you can always use the 3-quart without oil. Without oil at all you need to do is just to put your onions, your garlic, your fresh garlic, your fresh ginger and all, and then you can start the process. And by the time you add your fresh chicken or your chicken breast or your fish, whichever one you choose, is going to produce its own oil. So you don't even need external oil during the course of the process. And before you know what is happening, you have reduced the amount of calories you are consuming. You're maintaining your healthy weight, okay? So you could snack with tiger nuts and groundnuts in the afternoon. Then for dinner, you have your sweet potato baked or boiled or grilled, cooked in the Salad Master way with the 3-quart insert. And then you have your chicken and your steamed veggies. If it's okay, Madam Magdalene can also show you how to successfully steam your veggies using the 3-quart and the insert. Most cases, when people are steaming their vegetables, they put water and then they put their vegetables inside. But guess what? By the time you are done steaming, even if it's carrot you are steaming or you are steaming broccoli, you realize that the water would have changed color. And once you lose your color, you lose your vitamins, okay? Once you lose your taste, you lose your minerals. All the natural sweetness and the medicine would have gone into the water. But guess what? You are not going to drink the water. But if you steam those veggies using the Salad Master 3-quart and the culinary, you are able to save the color. After steaming, the color comes out sparkly bright. Trust me, sparkling bright, meaning that you have retained your color, you have retained your vitamin. Unlike when you steam it your normal, regular, traditional way. So please, let's try as much as possible to get these items because they are going to actually help us in retaining and maintaining the nutrients in our food. So you can actually drink ginger, lemon, and cucumber infused water at night, which is actually very good because the nutrients in the lemon, the cucumber, diced, and the ginger would have infused into the water, and then they also help to boost your immune system. Can I have the next slide, please? Here we have our immune boosting smoothie recipe. So this is just an example, of what you can practically lay your hands on that can actually help to achieve the purpose of what we're talking about. So we have our green immunity smoothie. Spinach, like I said, is rich in a lot of iron, a lot of vitamins, a lot of antioxidants. You have a pineapple, orange, ginger, a little bit of turmeric, lemon juice, and water. Blend to smooth, and you have your immune boosting smoothie. They're rich in vitamin A, vitamin C, high in lots of antioxidants. This supports the gut health and they help to reduce inflammation. You can have this regularly. You can have this daily. Trust me, you'd love it. Can I have the next slide? Yeah. So key takeaways to take home, okay? Very important because we've been talking and we've said so much valued information. Food is one of the strongest tools for supporting your immunity. Major. A lot of people will come and tell you there are supplements, there are tablets here and there. No disclaimers. They are probably good. They do their best, but naturally, food is the strongest tool you can use to support your immunity. So do well to eat healthy and eat right. Eat a variety, colorful fruits and vegetables every day. Try to make sure you eat in colors every day. Don't be boring with your food. Eat in color red, eat in color green, eat in color yellow. There are lots of this color. Eat in color orange, your red from your tomatoes to your watermelon and the likes, your green, your different kind of green vegetables, green apple, you have the red apple. So make sure that you are intentional. Your orange color, you can eat from your purple. There are lots of them when you start talking about colors. You get so make sure you eat colorful fruits and veggies every day. Include lean proteins and healthy fat. Lean proteins means that you have reduced the amount of fat and then you have chosen the right fat. You get eat fiber-rich food to support your gut health, your oats and the like. Stay hydrated, like we said earlier, meaning drink enough water to stay hydrated. Exercise regularly, sleep well, at least worst case scenario 7 hours. If you can't do 8 or 9 hours, do 7 hours. You realize that if you plan your timing well and you sleep well, you'll be able to maximize the better part of your time. Then no single food can boost your immunity. Overnight. Consistency, health habits matters a lot. So no single food. We're not saying that, oh, this is that one particular food that can boost your immunity. No, every food put together, like we've said. So our consistency is what we need, most importantly. Can I have the next slide, please? So thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. Our advice to stay smart, eat smart, live healthy, and stay protected. That's the most important thing. Eat smart, live healthy, and stay protected. Thank you so much for your awesome time. And uh, I'll still be available for questions, clarifications, concerns, if there is any. And I hope we've been able to learn a lot, from what we have been able to put together today. Okay? Thank you so much once again. Madam Magdalene, over to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, Tunde.